So hello and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we are going to be tackling a subject that is a hot topic. It is searched for, and I believe it is, it's pretty common when someone gets pregnant to want to have a healthy pregnancy. For a lot of us that wind up, who find ourselves pregnant and we know that we're overweight or obese, or in my case, 2 of my pregnancies, I was morbidly obese. You know, like we know that's a risk to the baby. And I think a lot of us that wind up there, we're self-conscious about it and we have a heart to do what's best for the baby. And so often I get messages about weight loss during pregnancy. If you see here on the channel, you will see that many of our clients have started a health journey during pregnancy, which has led to them not gaining weight during their pregnancy, or in some cases, even losing some weight during their pregnancy, having a healthy delivery. So I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do to have a healthy pregnancy. I'm not going to necessarily tell you, hey, go lose weight during your pregnancy. That's something you need to consult your doctor with. And if your doctor is okay with that, and if your doctor says yes, you can drop, like several of my clients, their doctors were like, yes, you can totally lose 5-10 pounds. I'm going to give you some tips on how to have the healthiest pregnancy that you can have. I am not a doctor. I am not a nurse. This is just what helped me have my first 2 pregnancies at morbidly obese, and then have my 3rd pregnancy, which was so radically different. The recovery was different. How I felt was different. The movement was different. My mindset was different. And these are the same things that I use with my clients today who are have a little baby in their belly and they want to be the healthiest version of themselves. And so I never recommend, I want to start with this. I never recommend doing any kind of extreme diet when you're pregnant. At the end of the day, your concern is your safety and the baby's safety. And so you would never want to do anything to hurt the baby. But there are things that you should do and that you shouldn't do. There are things that you can do to have a healthy pregnancy and really set yourself up so that when you have the baby, you're already kind of developing healthy habits during the pregnancy. So when the baby comes out, it's like, okay, let's go. Now the baby's out, baby's healthy. Now I can focus really hard on my weight loss. So I'm going to give you 5 tips today on having a healthy pregnancy, whether that's weight loss, whether that's health, whatever it is. And then next week, we're going to actually be having an interview with several of our mothers who have went through one of our programs and had, all of these mothers had prior pregnancies prior to the program, and you're going to get to hear what actually changed, anyway, we have a client right now. She typically had gained 80 to 90 pounds every pregnancy. And when she found our program, she was like, I just don't want to gain 80 to 90 pounds. And she is over 30 weeks and she has not gained any weight, and her doctors are elated. She has no swelling, and she's doing really, really great. So anyway, number 1, first and foremost, always inside of anything, when it comes to your health, inside of your pregnancy, always consult your doctor. Always consult a professional, because the baby's health is number 1 priority, which is why if you're watching this video, you're watching it because your baby's health is your number 1 priority. And so make sure you have your visits scheduled. Make sure you talk to them. Listen, your doctor should be there to help you. And so it's okay to have that conversation of, is it okay if I, start eating healthier, for instance? Is it okay if I change some habits and I lose some weight, as long as the baby's okay? Are those things okay? And most doctors, in my experience, are going to be 100% fine with you developing healthy habits. Where doctors tend to not be okay with it is extreme things, like extreme calorie deficits, extreme working out, putting anything artificial to help you lose weight into your body. But when it comes to developing healthy habits, most doctors that I have talked to, or that have advised my clients, have been 100% okay with changing bad habits to healthy habits, which makes sense, right? If you change bad habits to healthy habits, you're going to be healthier. So that's number one. And I had to put that at number one. It should be obvious, but I would never want anybody to do anything to harm themselves or their baby. So number two, a balanced diet, a balanced diet, a balanced diet, a balanced diet. So if you're trying to have a healthy pregnancy, if you're trying to lose weight during pregnancy, number one thing is cut out the crap. Cut out the crap. Cut out the crap. So processed foods, fast foods, eat from the perimeter of the grocery store. So anything that is living. So fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, frozen fruits, frozen vegetables, lean protein. Protein is your friend because protein is going to help keep you full. Leafy greens. So if you stick to, even carbs are not the enemy. So often carbs can get such a bad rap, but if you stick to carbs from the potatoes or carbs from beans or carbs from things that are living and not the potato chip, it's so funny. Sometimes I'll have people go to get started in something and they'll be like, I don't know if I should drink like a healthy protein shake that has lots of vitamins and minerals in it. I better talk to my doctor and see if that's okay. And again, yes, you should talk to your doctor, but the same person happens to be going through Starbucks, getting mocha Cheeto frappa, whatever, going through McDonald's, going through Taco Bell, getting the potato chips at the grocery store. And so it's always fascinating to me so protein, leafy vegetables, anything, wholesome foods that are not processed are always going to be the best. Again, a balanced diet. I think all the food groups, whether it's fats, from, butter, avocado, nuts, things like that are great. Carbs are great. Protein's great. It's all doing it within balance. And if you ask your doctor or you do a quick Google search, you can even find, if you really want to go to the next level, what macros, like what quantities you should be eating, carbs or proteins or whatever. If you ask your doctor, he might be able to give you how many grams of protein he wants you to eat per day, or what percentage of your diet should be protein. That's something a doctor or a nutritionist can totally figure out for you and where you're at. But at the minimum, just cut out the processed stuff, cut out the refined sugars, cut out all that stuff. So often when you are eating for pregnancy, the number one thing that goes out the window is any cautionary things to eat, right? Because we're eating for two, which we're going to talk about anyway. So balanced diet, include calcium-rich foods. It's great for bone health, dairy products, fortified plant milks, making sure, a multivitamin for pregnancy is always really great. Lots of times your doctor will give you that. When you're looking at the foods, like, is this healthy? Is this come from the earth or is this processed? That's a general, really good rule to live by. All right. Number 3, regular physical activity. Physical activity while you're pregnant is amazing. I'm going to tell you that my clients that go through our program, one of the things they find very quickly, we had a scholar from a couple seasons back of our program, The Biggest Transformation. And when she entered the program, she was just starting her second trimester, I believe. And she had been gaining weight. She had lots of swelling, all of that stuff. And within 2 weeks of doing these things, literally her swelling had disappeared. And that is one of the first things we see with most of our clients that follow these things is their swelling is completely gone. And it stays gone or is at a small minimum almost the entire pregnancy. But I believe a lot of it is they are actually getting out and moving. And whether that's doing a workout, a low impact workout, whether it's doing walking, whether it is doing a workout that's designed for pregnancies. Our general rule is move your body 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Now, again, if you're not used to working out, should you go, doing burpees and, Orange Theory and all that stuff while you're pregnant? No, not at all. But moving your body, if you already have a baseline of working out and you're used to working out, your body's used to that. But if you're not, you shouldn't go from the couch pregnant to eating burpees for breakfast. But you can do something. There's pregnancy workouts out there that you can do that are designed for pregnancy. There's also walking 30 minutes a day. You know, at the end of the day, it is just moving your body 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. And that has such a huge impact on your health in general. It is going to cut down on the swelling. It's going to keep you active, and it's going to keep you moving. And so, avoid activities that risk of falling, abdominal trauma, things like that. And then obviously, if you are working out, you know, as your belly gets bigger, you decrease the intensity of any workout you're doing. I can remember being pregnant with our third baby. It's the only pregnancy I worked out during the whole thing, right up until the day of the delivery. And we were doing an at-home workout program, and I was entering the 3rd trimester, and we were doing like these jump things. And my husband was like, could you just like not jump anymore? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm fine. I had been working out 6 days a week for years at this point. And he's like, you might be fine, but every time you jump, I think the baby's going to come out. So I still did the workouts. I just took out the jumping at that point. But exercise, moving your body, regular physical activity, huge. All right, number four, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. In fact, take a bottle of water with you everywhere you go. This is really huge, again, to help combat swelling, to help make sure you're hydrated, to help make sure you're not eating things you shouldn't be. Most people walking around on the planet are dehydrated, and dehydration and hunger have some of the similar. Lots of people think they're hungry and they really are just dehydrated. So drink water, carry a bottle of water with you. My clients drink a gallon a day. If you're not sure how much you should be drinking, check with your doctor. Again, if you're not sure about anything, ask your doctor. Check with your nurse practitioner, and just ask them, how much water should I be drinking per day to have a healthy pregnancy? For me, it was a gallon a day. A gallon a day is what I drank. I spread it out throughout the day, and water is really amazing. One thing while you're pregnant that I did do and a lot of my clients do is we would drink water with electrolytes, or we would have an additive that goes in to make sure we had plenty of electrolytes during the pregnancy. Avoid sugary drinks, avoid, anything with super high amounts of I'm not talking about tea that's got a little bit of artificial caffeine in it. I'm talking about the Mountain Dew, the triple shot espresso from Starbucks, whatever it is. Avoid any of the sugary, high calorie drinks, even fruit juices. I always tell my clients to avoid them in general, but especially during pregnancy when your body's making a baby. And then if you want the fruit juice, eat the freaking fruit. At least you're going to get the fiber and all the other nutrients that go with it, but really avoid the fruit juices. Load up on the water. This is amazing. If you need to add lemon to it, if you want to add electrolytes to it, whatever it is that you want to do, some flavoring, but water is your friend to having a healthy pregnancy. And the 5th and final one is monitor your portion sizes. And this is one of the things I see a lot of pregnant people really kind of fall into the trap of, I'm pregnant and I'm eating for 2. And I had that mindset during my first 2 pregnancies. I was already morbidly obese when I got pregnant, but it was like, no, I'm eating for 2. So it almost became permission to eat whatever I wanted to eat. And so if you go online, if you Google, if you look, experts say across the board that you should be eating about an extra 300 calories a day when you're pregnant. Some sources say 200 to 400 calories in your 2nd trimester, 400 calories in your 3rd trimester. Another source says between 13 and 26 weeks, 340 calories, 26 to 40 weeks, 450 calories. Another source just says make it 300 calories across the board. So you can see that's not eating for 2. If you're eating 1,500 calories a day, you don't double it and say, that's it, I'm eating for 2. I should be eating 300 calories or 3,000 calories a day. That's not what they're saying. If you do that, you're going to gain more weight. You're going to put complications on your body, unnecessary complications on the baby. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And so you want, yes, you could be eating extra calories per day. Basically an extra Snickers bar, an extra Butterfinger. No, just kidding. That's what you don't want to do. You want those extra calories to come from, balanced nutrition, just like we talked about up there at number 2, but you're really not eating for 2. So that is like this whole myth fallacy thing. Again, experts say between 200 and 400 extra calories per day, depending on where you're at in the pregnancy. Your doctor, again, consult with your doctor. They can give you exactly what you should be eating, but you want to make sure that is good, healthy stuff. And at the end of the day, if you're doing all these things, if you're moving more, if you're drinking your water, you're not in a, huge calorie deficit, if you're still adding on calories to account for the baby, if you're doing all those things and you happen to lose a little bit of weight, like some of my clients have. None of my clients have lost a ton of weight during pregnancy. Some of them have lost a little bit of weight. Some of them have maintained their weight and not gained anything. And some of them just gained a couple pounds. But here's what's great. When they started doing these things, they developed these healthy habits. And so as soon as they were done being pregnant, it was like, bam, the weight just fell off. And so people like Nisha, who you'll hear from next week, she wound up losing 60 pounds in 6 months. A little bit of that was during pregnancy, but most of that was as soon as she was done. You'll hear from Bianca, who lost over 40 pounds and got down, like she was already smaller than her pre-pregnancy size. She's in the military within just like a month after giving birth. And so avoid eating things straight out of the package. A food scale is really great to help you monitor portion sizes. So if you are going to have a snack, measure it out, make sure it's a serving. What also is really great, there's an app called Lose It, and it can help you track your calories. It can link right to your scale. There's also MyFitnessPal. Those are 2 apps to help you track what you're eating. And then the biggest thing I can tell you is plan what you're eating ahead of time. Don't get yourself in the position where you're just eating based on your cravings or eating based on what you want. That's where people get in trouble. And if you do these 5 things, you're going to set yourself up to have the healthiest pregnancy you can have. And the fact that you are here watching this video, the fact that you care enough to Google it, to YouTube it, to, even be looking this stuff up. And I will link a few of the videos down below, interviews that we've done with clients who went through pregnancy. And they'll talk about some of the things they did to help them, whether it's Danielle, whether it's Nisha, whether it's Bianca. You'll get to hear from some of these people. And then next week, we're going to have an interview with a couple of them, and they're going to be answering some of these questions as well. So thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing pregnancy. If you're on here and you're pregnant, congratulations. So excited for you. What an amazing season to be in. And do these. Become the best version of yourself. Adopt even a couple of these, and you're going to see some really big changes. So we will be back next week, same time, same place.